Hey guys, I wanted to do a little video, talk about some trades that I read. Um, so I really like Daredevil. The show has really got me re-energized to want to read more Daredevil. And so, I read some Frank Miller Daredevil. The Born Again story on the Frank Miller Daredevil is one of my favorite stories that Daredevil has. Um, but um, J-Rocks had the Bendis run of Daredevil in these cool hardcovers. And so I decided to check it out because I really like Brian Michael Bendis. Everything that I've been reading of his, Guardians of the Galaxy, uh, Powers, different stuff that I've been reading of his, I really like his writing, man. I think he's a great writer. A lot of people like that. But yeah, I really think he's a great writer. I hadn't really ever seen any Alex Maleev art, but I was a huge fan of Alex Maleev's art in this. And Matt Hollingsworth's coloring I thought was great. But so basically, this Bendis run is all about a another guy that has come into New York and decided that he's going to take over for Kingpin because Kingpin's been blinded. And so he's going to come in and take over for Kingpin because Kingpin's just not a good boss. And he thinks he has backing to do that. The way that he decides he's going to initiate everything is that he's going to call Matt Murdock out on being Daredevil. And it's kind of funny because so many people knew that Murdock was Daredevil that it was kind of funny to like figure out who it was that knew that he was Daredevil because there were so many people that knew that he was Daredevil. And but so you know they go and they try to off Kingpin and kill Kingpin, and that doesn't necessarily work out for him. Although Kingpin and his wife specifically allow everybody to think that Kingpin's dead, so that they can kind of come into power. They can flesh out who's responsible for everything and take care of business. And so his wife kind of comes in and takes things over and is really freaking ruthless in the way that she, handles things. And meanwhile, uh, the press finds out that through a leak from the FBI that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, and nobody can believe it. They're like, well, either he's pretending that he's blind or something because there's no way that a blind guy can be Daredevil and all of this stuff. But the press starts camping out outside his house and just harassing him nonstop. And Foggy's trying to figure things out, and Matt's trying to not really be Daredevil because he's just got all this press all over him, and he can't like just go out his back window because somebody might get a photograph of him, and he's trying to deny that he's Daredevil, and he's suing the newspaper that for libel and everything for outing him as Daredevil, and he's saying I'm not Daredevil, and no one will leave him alone. It's like people just keep coming out of the freaking woodwork, like Black Widow shows up and is all like, "Hey, let's go raise hell," and he's all like, "I can't, man, because I got to prepare for my case. I got to do this. I got to do that." And then she calls Elektra, and Elektra shows up and is all like, "I hear that you're down and you're losing, you're losing your mojo and everything." And he's like, "No, man, really. I just want to focus on what's going on here." And yeah, really enjoyed this story. Um, there was a little bit of Luke Cage in here. Like I say, a little bit of Black Widow, a little bit of Elektra, a little bit of Spider-Man. Just a lot of stuff going on in this book. Really can't say enough about the story. The story was just amazing. And like, Alex Maleev's art is just freaking awesome, man. It reminded me a lot of like a real like crime noir type of thing that's going on in this book, which I really like that type of story. I also like whenever Matt and Murdock is playing lawyer more than being Daredevil. I like that aspect of the story, and I think that gets overlooked a lot. That was one of the things that I liked in the Charles Soule run recently, was that there was a lot of a lot of law stuff that was going on there, kind of. And what I liked about She-Hulk was that whenever he was writing She-Hulk, that it was kind of that same way. But yeah, of all the Daredevil that I've read, the Frank Miller stuff is really, really good. But I think probably that this Bendis run, so far at least, is some of my favorite Daredevil that I've read. And anybody that likes the show and everything out there, man, that might be looking for some Daredevil to read, strongly recommend these Volume 2 and Volume 3 on the Daredevil hardcovers. They're really nice hardcovers. And just really, really good story and art. And the conclusion of that story kind of was open-ended. So I don't know if maybe there's a volume 4 on this. If somebody knows, please let me know in the comment, because I'd like to finish this story. But it pretty well finished the story. But I'm just curious. But I'm going to get off here and get around to read some bookshelf.